everyone, how are you all? I'm Milan Singh, welcome you again to this session, and today we will be discussing the Kakatiya dynasty of Chhattisgarh. Before this, I have already completed the part of ancient Chhattisgarh, that is the history of ancient Chhattisgarh, and along with it I have also covered the regional dynasty into two parts. This Kakatiya dynasty is also one among the regional dynasties. Before we begin for further discussion, I would like to remind you again that we here at Purvanchal IAS are providing you full CGPSC course. That is the full GS course with Chhattisgarh special for the CGPSC examination. All you need to do is go to the Google Play Store and download an app that is Purvanchal IAS, and from there you can access several courses that we provide you. Apart from CGPSC, we have UPSC, MPPSC, Uttar Pradesh PSC. We provide you courses for NCERT subjects also. That is basically the subjects of the NCERT books. We have other courses as well, like science and technology, ethics, social issue, international relation, internal security. So basically you can choose as per your requirement. Now talking about the Kakatiya dynasty, you might have heard the name of this Kakatiya dynasty because you might have studied this into your school times, that in the southern area there was a dynasty known as Kakatiya dynasty. So that is why we say that originally these dynasties are from the Warangal area of Telangana. But then what today I am going to refer to you is, or talk about you with, is Kakatiya dynasty which established its rule in Chhattisgarh. Yes, it is kind of the same dynasty which belonged to this area of Warangal, but they also established their rule in the Bastar area of Chhattisgarh. And it is considered that they are related to the Chalukya dynasty of the southern India. Now see, as far as the rulers are concerned, the first ruler considered to be Pratap Rudradev. Although we do not have much information about this Pratap Rudradev, but the thing that to be known is he was the first person of the Kakatiya dynasty. So if somebody asks you, or if there is a question that who is considered to be the first person of the Kakatiya dynasty, your answer has to be the Pratap Rudradev. He was a devotee of Kakatiya Devi, Durga Devi. Okay. The important ruler here is the Anamdev. I have talked about you about Anamdev when I was discussing the regional dynasty part 2, where I have taught you Chindaknag dynasty. And in the Chindaknag dynasty, there was a ruler Harish Chandra Dev, who was the last ruler of the Chindaknag dynasty. And Anamdev defeated that ruler and ended the rule of Chindaknag, and he established what is known as the Kakatiya dynasty, and that is why he is considered to be the founder of Kakatiya dynasty in the Chitrakoot region, Bastar. And he made Mandhota in this region of Bastar as his capital. In Dantewada, he had built a very famous Danteshwari temple. He married a Chandela princess, Sonkumar. Okay. And then came Bhairav Dev. Bhairav Dev had a queen, Meghavati, and it is said that this queen Meghavati was an expert in the art of hunting. And due to this famousness of memory of Queen Meghavati, Meghi sari is still prevalent in the district or the area of Bastar. Then came Purushottam Dev. Purushottam Dev was the son and the successor of this Bhairav Dev, and he accessed the throne after Bhairav Dev. He transferred the capital from Mandhota to Bastar. Please remember that earlier their capital during the time of Anamdev, when he established the dynasty, it was Mandhota, but then later on during the time of Purushottam Dev, it was being transferred to Bastar. This Purushottam Dev actually once visited to Puri during the Jagannath festival. He visited Jagannath Puri for the pilgrimage purpose, and there he observed the Rath Yatra, and he was very much welcomed by the king of Puri. So while returning from that area, he was actually gifted chariot of 16 wheels by the king of Puri, and he was also given a title known as Rathpati. Who gave this title? It was given by the king of Puri, Jagannath Puri, Odisha. And then after coming back, Purushottam Dev actually started that Rath Yatra festival in Bastar also. Okay, now this Rath Yatra in Bastar is known by the name of Goncha Folk Festival. Please remember, this Goncha Folk Festival is Rath Yatra of Bastar, which is being celebrated on the occasion of Rath Yatra. It has been started by Purushottam Dev. Okay, then came Pratap Raj Dev. Now, this Pratap Raj Dev is considered to be a highly glorious king, and during his region, Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah army actually attacked. But the army of Muhammad Kuli Qutub Shah of Golconda was defeated by the army of Bastar. And then was Veer Singh Dev. Veer Singh was a very generous and a religious king, and he has built what is known as Fort of Raipur, or you can say Raipur Fort. It was built by whom? It was built by Veer Singh Dev. Now important here is the Chandel Mama. Please try and understand that after Veer Singh Dev, actually in between there is this Rajpal Dev. Now this Rajpal Dev had namely two wives. One among them was one of the Chandelian princes, Bandhan Kuwar. And from this queen, he had two sons, namely Dalpat Dev and Pratap Singh. But when this Rajpal Dev died, this Chandel Mama, who was actually the brother of this queen, did a conspiracy and he captured this particular dynasty and he became the ruler. Okay, so he basically did a conspiracy and became the ruler because the queen was weak at that time and even the two sons were infant, not of the age to get into throne. But then later on, when one of the king, that is this Dalpat Dev, one of the son of Rajpal Dev, became of a certain age, he actually killed this King Chandel during the Raksha Bandhan festival. Okay, so he was killed by his own niece Dalpat Dev during the Raksha Bandhan festival. And then Dalpat Dev started ruling after killing of his own mama. Dalpat Dev was frightened from the Bhosle attack. I mean, during the time of this Dalpat Dev, Bhosle attack started. The Maratha ruler Bhosle, they started the attack. But at that time, Dalpat Dev was successful in defeating them. But he was frightened because of their frequent attacks, and that is why he basically shifted his capital from Bastar to Jagdalpur. So earlier the capital was Mandhota. From there it got shifted to Bastar, and then from Bastar to Jagdalpur. He also got a lake constructed which is known as Dalpat Sagar Lake. It is in the Jagdalpur. And then came this Ajmer Singh. Now the Ajmer Singh is a very important ruler here because why? There was a war of succession between Ajmer Singh and Darya Dev. Okay. What happened is Ajmer Singh was very much famous among the Halba tribe who were in that region. When I will come towards tribal and peasant movements of Chhattisgarh, we will see that there was a very famous tribal revolt which is known as Halba revolt, which was done by this Halba tribe. So it occurred during this time period only. What was the matter was, since there was a war of succession, Ajmer Singh first became the king. But then Darya Dev actually did a conspiracy. He conspired, he basically shook hand with one of the ruler from Jaipur and with the Marathas, and he signed a treaty. So they actually raised a war against this and they made Darya Dev, they defeated Ajmer Singh, and then during that time Darya Dev became the king. Then due to this, Halbas were very much, they were not really supporting Darya Dev because they were the supporter of Ajmer Singh. So under the leadership of Ajmer Singh took the Halba revolt. It started so as they can dethrone Darya Dev. But actually the revolt took a different step, and in the revolt Ajmer Singh was actually defeated. Okay, he was defeated and also killed, and there was a massive loss to the Halba tribe. They were killed mercilessly. So that is known as Halba revolt. We will discuss about this in the revolt parts. Now please understand that from here Bastar rule came under the Maratha rule, or Bastar ruler basically came under the Maratha ruler. Earlier they were independent, but then from now here onwards, from the time of Darya Dev, Maratha rule started. Why? Because I said Darya Dev was the stepbrother of Ajmer Singh. This Darya Dev made a treaty which is known as Treaty of Kotpad with the Marathas, and according to this treaty, Darya Dev accepted the supremacy of the Maratha, and that is Bastar became the part of Chhattisgarh, and this ultimately accepted the supremacy of Maratha. Then after the acceptance, we have certain rulers, and we usually consider them as Bastar rulers under Anglo-Maratha rule, because at that time they accepted the supremacy of Maratha, and then there was also Anglo-Maratha war going on between Britishers and Marathas. I think you know, it is the history of India, and it affected Chhattisgarh region also, and this came across. There was the issue going on. This we will understand when I will talk about advent of Britishers in Chhattisgarh. So this will come up again. Now see, during that time the first came is the Mahipal Dev. He became the first ruler of Bastar during the Anglo-Maratha rule in Chhattisgarh region. During his time, Paralkot revolt took place under the leadership of Gain Singh. Now, Gain Singh was the Zamindar of Paralkot. A lot of tribal revolt actually took place in Bastar, and the main causes of the tribal revolt were the excessive exploitation, the excessive high land revenue rates, like it was the time of Britishers. They used their exploitative policy, then their policy of making the forest as a reserve area where the tribals cannot go, cannot collect anything. These all actually made aggression within the tribals, and they revolted time and then. And there was one such revolt known as Paralkot revolt. I will be covering all the revolts separately in one of the video. So this Paralkot revolt took place at the time of Mahipal Dev. After Mahipal Dev actually came Bhupal Dev. And during his time also there is a revolt known as Tarapur revolt which took place. Another revolt is the Meria revolt which took place during the time of Bhupal Dev. What is this Meria revolt is that there was a tradition, you can say, a culture, that during the Bastar area, during this time, human sacrifices were done at the Danteshwari temple, and the person who was sacrificed is called as Meria. They used to call that person as Meria, and against this particular tradition of sacrificing humans, the Britishers took step, and this actually hurted the religious sentiments of the tribe, and they revolted, and that is why this is known as Meria tribe revolt, but it happened during the time of Bhupal Dev. Then came Bhairam Dev. He was the son of Bhupal Dev and he acceded to the throne. During this time, Charles C. Eliot, the Deputy Commissioner of Chhattisgarh, visited Bastar. He was the first European to have come to Chhattisgarh. But then during this time happened the revolt of Lingagiri, revolt of Mudia, revolt of Koi, Rani revolt, which is known as Chores or revolt of Rani. All of these revolt took place at the time of whom? Bhairam Dev. These are all the tribal revolts that I will be covering. Then comes Rudra Pratap Dev. He was the successor after Bhairam Dev, and he made Jagdalpur as the city of squares because he made town planning in such a way that there were a lot of squares found, and that is why Jagdalpur is also called as the city of squares. During his reign, a different kind of a practice used to take place, that is known as Ghetiponi practice. Now, what is this Ghetiponi practice? This is a practice of selling women. You know, the women of Dhobi caste and the little lower caste and the one who were abandoned by their family or their husband, or the ones who were divorcee, they were being sold to the persons of their same caste, and this was what known as Ghetiponi practice, which was very much prevalent during the time of Rudra Pratap Dev. See, this Rudra Pratap Dev actually helped Britishers during the European War. And because he helped Britishers during the European War, he was given the title of Saint of Jerusalem. And this has been asked a couple of times into your examination, that who is considered to be the Saint of Jerusalem. So it is Rudra Pratap Dev. It was given, the title was given by the Britishers because he helped them into European War. And during his reign, a very great Bhumkal revolt took place in 1910 AD. Please remember which revolt took place under whom. I will be teaching you this in the revolt section also, but right now I am telling you, so keep it kind of revised in your mind. Now come to Prafulla Kumari Devi, and be very careful because she is the only lady or female ruler of Chhattisgarh. The only female who has ruled in Chhattisgarh is considered to be this Prafulla Kumari Devi of Kaktiya dynasty. Her husband was Prafulla Chandra Bhenj Dev, and she ruled during this time, and she died in London in 1936 AD. Okay. Then after her came Praveer Chandra Bhenj Dev. He was the son of Prafulla Kumari Devi, and he was the last ruler of Bastar state because it was the duration of 1936 to 1947, and in independence 1947, finally Chhattisgarh became the part of Indian state, and there was state division, reorganization of states took place, and hence he was the last ruler. One thing important, please remember that Chhattisgarh government gives an award on the name of Praveer Chandra Bhenj Dev, and that award is an archery award. Okay, this is award. award is being given to sportsperson for archery for the name of Praveer Chand Bhanj Dev. So basically this was all about the Kakatiya dynasty of Chhattisgarh, and I explain you again, or basically I remind you again, that here at Purvanchal IAS we are providing you full CGPSC course. So just sit back at your home and take the classes from us and get you success. Thank you so much.